This one is, am I the asshole relationship subreddit? Am I the asshole for yelling at my husband, storming out, and sleeping in my car after he crossed a boundary he knew about? Hi, I'm a longtime lurker and never thought I'd be in a position where I would need outside opinions, but here we are. I, 32 female, grew up very poor. My parents had 6 kids, 3 boys, 3 girls. And we lived with my dad's cousins who had 8 kids themselves. The house had 4 bedrooms total. 2 were for the adult couples. 1 was for all the boys and 1 tiny bedroom for all 8 girls. Oh my God. I was the youngest girl. The oldest was 8 years older than me. I had 0 privacy, 0 personal space, and dealt with a lot of bullying. It honestly messed me up. Nothing was ever mine. Not space, not belongings, not even quiet. It was not just uncomfortable, it was traumatic. There was also a lot of abuse involved that I do not want to get into in this story. I moved out as soon as it was legally possible, 18. And I'm now married and in a much better place financially and emotionally. When my husband and I moved in together, I made one very clear, non-negotiable rule. I need a room that is mine. No entry, no even peeking through the door. This is not about control. It's about finally having personal space. I offered my husband his own room as well, but he refused and said he didn't need one. The difference is that he did not grow up like I did. The problem is that he keeps entering my room anyway. Every time I have reminded him that this is important to me, he apologizes and then does it again. Yesterday, it happened for the millionth time, and I lost it. I yelled and told him he was completely ignoring a boundary I have been clear about from day one. He said I was overreacting and accused me of projecting my childhood trauma onto him. No, you did not project it onto him. You clearly identified it up front, and he is continually ignoring it, which is triggering your trauma. You're not projecting anything. He's triggering the trauma. He's asking for it. Just saying. I snapped. I grabbed my keys, stormed out, and ended up spending the night in my car. I did not tell him where I was and did not come home for about 10 hours. When I cooled off and got home, I found him furious. He had not slept all night and said that if this is how I'm going to act, then maybe we should just get divorced. He also insisted that I owe him an apology. Now I feel conflicted. On one hand, yes, this boundary exists because of my childhood, and none of that is his fault. That's correct. On the other hand, I was very clear about this boundary from the start, and he agreed to it. My friends are divided. Some think I'm the asshole for yelling and disappearing for 10 hours. Others think that he's the asshole for not respecting my feelings. I also feel like I might owe him an apology for going no contact for 10 hours, but not for setting or enforcing the boundary itself. So Reddit, what's the verdict? What do you guys think? Any thoughts? Here's what I'm going to say. Yes and no. OP, you were not an asshole for your reaction. And here is why. Not only had you explained it to him up front, but again, when you guys moved in together, he knew all this before you guys got married and he accepted it. Yes, it is childhood trauma. And this is something that you need for yourself. It's part of your healing journey. That's okay because you communicated that with him. He is not respecting that. Now, to me, the easiest solution would be, why haven't you put a lock on the door? Put a lock on the door. And when you're in there, it's locked and you're in there by yourself. When you're not in there, it's locked and he still can't get in. If he can't respect it simply, then change it. Now, at the same time, he's absolutely wrong for continuing to do that. He doesn't get to determine what triggers you. Trust me, any of us that have childhood trauma, if we could make the triggers go away, we absolutely would. Every time he crosses that boundary of yours, he's triggering you. And he is responsible for that. Not for the childhood trauma, but for his actions now that are triggering you. The easiest solution, put a lock on the door. He doesn't like it, sucks to be him. If it's because you want to be able to get in, get out as fast as you can, cool. Put a key code. That, like put a lock on it that has the keypad. That way you don't have to have a key in your hand or around your neck or whatever, to where you can always access the room at any time. But keep it locked. I will tell you that if he is continuing to do this, he's not respecting you at all. You've been together for 3 years. You're married. He's got to understand. Now, I would also suggest, maybe because you're having a problem with this, absolutely, you need some individual therapy to work through that trauma. Is it going to make all of the triggers go away? No. But it might start allowing you to let some of them go, or have a little bit of wiggle room when it comes to your partner. But I also think your partner needs to go to therapy himself to learn how to be emotionally supportive to a wife who has childhood trauma. He chose, yes, he wanted to marry you. He chose knowing this. Well, now he needs to learn how to deal with somebody who has childhood trauma and triggers, so that he doesn't purposely trigger them.